Hello mga kabulero, at sa pagpapatuloy ng ating discussion about trigonometric functions or integrals of trigonometric functions, dito natin gagamitin ang ating natutunan doon sa naunang video which are about integrals of trigonometric functions, yung very basic, at tinuruan ko yan ng simpleng way para ma-memorize yung integrals of trigonometric functions. Also, gagamitin natin dito yung idea about the identities. At wag natin kakalimutan, pwede natin gamitin or lagi natin gagamitin dapat yung super hex, at yun yung magbibigay sa atin ng idea kung ano yung magiging transformation ng mga trigonometric functions. Okay, so let's begin with our first problem. And this is cosine cube of x dx. At kung mapapansin natin dito, since cubic siya, pwede natin siya i-resolve or i-break down into cosine squared of x tapos cosine of x. Kasi alam natin na merong identity yung cosine squared of x. So, rewriting the equation or function, cosine squared of x multiplied by cosine of x and then my dx. Kung mapapansin natin, meron tayong identity for cosine squared of x. So, sine squared of x plus cosine squared of x is equal to 1. Okay? And then, resolving the function or equation with the use of cosine squared of x on the other hand, or on the left side, that will be 1 minus sine squared of x. Okay? So, isubstitute na lang natin siya dito. Magiging integral of 1 minus sine squared of x cosine of x dx. And then, looking at this function, medyo familiar na tayo dito. Kapag merong naka-squared, yung isa is power of 1 lang. So, there is a big probability or possibility na makakancel out natin yung nasa yung function or trigonometric function with the exponent of 1. So, let's use the u substitution. Let u is equal to, madalas gagamitin natin yung may mataas na power, which is, in this example, we have sine squared of x. And your du, or our du, is equal to, it should only be sine of x. And then, our du is equal to cosine of x dx. And therefore, my dx is equal to du over cosine of x. Ayan, makakancel out yung cosines. So, the integral of, substitute na natin yung mga values na sinet natin for the u substitution. I have my 1 minus sine squared of x, that would be sine or u squared. And then I'll still write my cosine of x. And then my dx is equal to du over cosine of x. Ayan, cancel out na yung cosine of x. At ang matitira dito sa function ay integral of 1. I-multiply ko na lang yung du. Therefore, I have my du minus the integral of u squared du. Ayan. So, napakasimple na lang ng function na to. And let's integrate. Integral of du, that's u. The integral of u squared, that's u cube over 3 plus c. And my final answer for this problem is equal to, just substitute the value of u, which is the sine of x. So sine of x minus sine cube of x over 3 plus c. So this is my final answer for this problem. Alright, let's proceed to the next problem. So our next problem is a more basic function. That's the integral of secant squared 4x dx. Okay? So gagamitin lang natin dito is u substitution at walang mangyayaring identities. Alright, so let's set up u is equal to 4x. And therefore my du is equal to 4 dx. My dx is equal to du over 4. So, substitute na natin yung values na to. Therefore, the integral of secant squared u, and my dx is du over 4. So, ilabas ko na lang sa integral sign yung 1/4. So, 1/4, the integral of secant squared u du. Okay? So, kung maaalala natin, yung ating tan. So, ito yung sa previous video kung nasundan nyo yon. Ito yung gagamitin natin. Secant tangent. So, ibig sabihin, kapag ka meron kang secant squared, so dalawang secant yon, secant, and therefore the output is equal to tangent. So, the integral of secant squared u is equal to tangent u. Okay? So, that's 1/4 tangent u plus c. So, substitute na lang natin yung value ng u, which is 1/4 tangent of 4x plus c. So, this is the final answer for this problem. Napakadali lang. Alright, so let's proceed to the next problem. So, our next problem is the integral of sine of x over cosine squared of x dx. So, siguro, mapapansin natin, may makakancel out ba tayo dito? Or meron ba tayong identity na gagamitin? Actually, meron tayong identity na gagamitin. Pero, ito yung very basic na alam na natin. And that is, we know that sine over cosine is tangent. Right? So, we can just resolve cosine squared of x into cosine of x and another cosine of x. And my dx is equal to still dx. Okay? So, looking at sine squared or sine of x divided by cosine of x, we know that is equivalent to tangent of x. At ano nga ba yung cosine of x? Kaso, yung reciprocal ng cosine of x to kasi nasa denominator siya. Therefore, the reciprocal of cosine of x is secant of x. Okay, so, i-rewrite na lang natin yung function. This will be parang 1 over cosine of x. Ito. Magiging siyang secant of x. And rewriting the function, that will be the integral of tangent of x, secant of x, dx. At kung maaalala natin ulit, ano nga ba yung ginamit nating diagram na mas madaling ma-resolve yung mga integrals? We have sec, tan. Okay? So, kung meron tayong secant or tangent tapos secant, edi ang matitira natin is secant. Therefore, the integral of this one is secant x plus c. Napakadali. Ito na yung final answer natin. Alright, let's proceed to the next problem. Our next problem is the integral of sine raised to the 5th x cosine raised to cube x dx. So, iisipin natin muna, alin dito sa dalawa ang ating i-breakdown? Yung sine raised to 5x ba? Or yung cosine cube x? Siguro maiisip nyo, mas madali natin masosolve ito kasi pagka isa na lang yung natitirang trigonometric ay function, halimbawa, natira na lang is si sine, edi may makakancel out tayong isa. Okay? Which is yung cosine. Therefore, ang ititira natin dito is si sine at i-resolve natin yung or i-rewrite natin yung cosine cube x into cosine squared of x at multiply by cosine of x. So, rewriting the function, I have my sine raised to 5x. Tapos yung cosine cube, gagawin kong cosine squared of x multiplied by cosine of x. Okay? So, hinati ko lang yung exponent niya and dx. At ito, gagamitan natin ng identity. Kung maaalala natin, we have sine squared of x plus cosine squared of x is equal to 1. Therefore, my cosine squared of x is equal to 1 minus sine squared of x. Okay? So, the integral of sine raised to 5x, ganun pa rin yun, wala akong ginawa doon, is multiplied by 1 minus sine squared of x. And then, I will just write down my cosine of x. And, in this case, gagamitan ko siya ng u substitution. So, I'll let u is equal to sine of x. Okay? And then my du is equal to cosine of x dx. My dx is equal to du over cosine of x. Okay? At mapapansin nyo, cosine nasa ilalim. Ka-cancel out yung cosine natin. At yun yung objective natin. Matira na lang ay iisang function or trigonometric function. So, the integral of sine raised to 5, ayan, since ang u natin is sine of x, magiging siyang u raised to 5 multiplied by 1 minus u squared. Si cosine ay cosine pa din, pero mag-cancel out siya pagka sinubstitute natin yung value ng dx. Okay? So, cancelin na natin si cosine. And in here, pwede na tayong distribute ng u raised to 5 dito sa dalawang to. So, this would be u raised to 5 minus u raised to 7 du. Okay? So, napakasimple na lang nito. Magiging siyang u raised to 6 over 6 minus u raised to 8 over 8 plus c. And then, yung final answer natin dito, i-substitute na lang natin yung value ng u natin. So, ilabas ko yung constant, 1 over 6. And then, I have my sine raised to 6 x minus 1 over 8 sine raised to 8 x plus c. So, yan yung final answer natin sa problem na to. Napakadali lang. So, let's head on to our next problem. So, our next problem is the integral of cosine of 2x. So, ito yung tinatawag na double angle. Okay? So, cosine of 2x dx. Pero, kung mapapansin natin, hindi siya ganun kahirap kasi kailangan lang natin ng u substitution dito. So, although pagtingin natin dito is double angle function, hindi naman automatic gagamitan natin ng identities, gagamitan natin ng iba-ibang way para ma-resolve yung double angle formula. Pero, in this case, gagamitan lang natin to ng u substitution. So, let u is equal to 2x and my du is equal to 2 dx. Therefore, my du is equal to du over 2. Okay? So, huwag tayong mag-overthink. Automatic, kapag nakita ka ng ganito, i-check mo muna. Baka pwede nating magamitan ng u substitution. So, cosine of u, and then my dx is equal to du over 2. So, ilabas ko na lang sa integral sign yung 1/2. The integral of cosine of u du. So, kapag ganyan na yung form, napakadali na lang. Kailangan natin talagang i-memorize yun kasi wala tayong mnemonic or easier way of figuring out the integral of cosine and the sine. So, memorize na lang natin. And I have my 1/2, the integral of cosine u is sine of u. So, that's sine u plus c. And then, ibalik natin yung value ng u, which is 1/2 sine of 2x plus c. So, ito yung final answer sa ating problem. Alright, let's proceed to our next problem. Kung kanina ay sinolve natin si cosine cube x, ngayon isisolve naman natin si sine cube of x dx. So, halos same lang yung approach, pero kailangan natin ditong i-resolve is, of course, si sine. So, doing the breaking down of sine cube x into sine squared x multiplied by sine of x dx. At ano yung gagamitin nating identity dito, since we know that sine squared of x plus cosine squared of x is equal to 1. Therefore, my sine squared of x is equal to 1 minus cosine squared of x. Okay? So, yan yung gagamitin nating identity dito. Therefore, this will be 1 minus cosine squared of x. Okay? And then, putting sine of x dx. At kung mapapansin natin, may makakancel out na tayong isang function, which is yung sine of x natin. So, I will let u is equal to cosine of x. And my du is equal to negative sine of x. Derivative of cosine is negative sine. And then dx. So, my dx is equal to du or negative du over sine of x. Okay? So, let's substitute. So, the integral of 1 minus cosine squared of x, that will be u squared. And then, my sine of x is still sine of x. Diba? Pero palitan natin yung dx natin ng negative du over sine of x. At dito makakancel out ang ating sine of x. And kung mapapansin natin, may negative tayo. Ilabas natin yung negative sign na yon sa ating integral. At mag-i-integrate na tayo ng du minus, okay, ilagay natin sa bracket para hindi natin makalimutan na meron palang negative sign sa labas. Okay, so we still have the integral of u squared du. Okay? At napakadali na lang nito kasi basic na lang na integration. Wala tayong trigonometric function sa pag-integrate dito. So, negative, may negative pa rin tayo sa labas. We have integral of du is u minus u squared, that's u cubed over 3, and then plus c. Okay? So, rewriting writing down the final answer to this problem, i-distribute natin yung negative. Therefore, magiging siyang negative. Ano nga ba yung u natin? That's cosine of x. And then, minus, magiging plus. So, 1/3, ilabas natin. And then, my cosine of x, pero raised to 3 plus c. So, this is the final answer to this problem. Alright, let's proceed to our next problem. Our next problem is the integral of sine squared of x over 1 plus cosine of x. And then don't forget the dx. So, ang gagamitin na lang natin dito is, or ang gagawin natin is yung identity. At ano nga ba yung identity na alam natin? Which is dito natin i-implement sa sine squared of x. That's sine squared of x plus cosine squared of x is equal to 1. And then, rewriting na nasa left ang sine squared of x. Sine squared of x is equal to 1 minus cosine squared of x. At kung mapapansin nyo, ito is a perfect square. So, we can rewrite yung perfect square na to as sine squared of x is equal to, ano nga ba yung perfect square na yan? Eh di, mariresolve natin siya into 1 minus cosine of x, and then the other one is 1 plus cosine of x. At kung makikita nyo, makakancel out lang yung nasa ilalim na 1 plus cosine of x. Okay? So, i-rewrite natin siya dito. I'll just capture 1 minus cosine of x, and then I have my 1 plus cosine of x dx over 1 plus cosine of x, and then kung makikita nyo ito, magka-cancel out na sila. And next is rewriting down 1 minus cosine of x multiplied by my dx. Ayan, magsusolve na lang ako ng basic na lang na integration. Okay? So, napakadali na lang ng problem na to. Magiging integral of dx, distribute natin yung integral tsaka dx. So, integral of cosine of x dx. Ayan, basic na knowledge na lang about the integration. So, we have x minus integral of cosine of x, that is sine of x, plus c. So, this is the final answer to this problem. So our next problem is a bit more higher power. Cosine raised to the 5 x dx. Kanina sinolve natin is cube. Ngayon, raised to 5. So, ang una nating maiisip is i-breakdown natin siya into several exponents. And ang magandang gawin dito, si cosine raised to the 5, ay gagawin natin cosine raised to 4x. Tapos, cosine of x dx. Kasi may maiisip tayo dito sa cosine raised to the 4x. Pwede natin siyang isulat as cosine squared of x tapos naka-square. Okay? Multiplied by cosine of x dx. Don't forget the integral sign. And then, ano nga ba to? Bakit natin ginawang ganyan? Kasi meron tayong identity na gagamitin, which is yung cosine squared of x. Kasi wala tayong cosine raised to the 4x, di ba? So, kailangan natin mag-isip para i-rewrite siya into something which is useful. So, I'll write down again yung sine squared of x plus cosine squared of x. Huwag tayong magsawang isulat to para maalala natin siya. So, my cosine squared of x is equal to 1 minus sine squared of x. Ipapalit ko na siya dito sa nasa loob ng brackets. So, I have my 1 minus sine squared of x. Naka-square siya. And then my cosine of x is still cosine of x. And then dx. And then here, kung makikita nyo, pwede na tayo mag-integrate or mag-u substitution kasi meron na tayong sine at ang derivative ng sine is cosine. Okay? So, let u is equal to sine of x, and my du is equal to cosine of x dx, and my dx is equal to du over cosine of x. At magka-cancel out lang ating mga cosines dyan. So, the integral of 1 minus u squared, pero naka-square siya, and then my cosine of x du over cosine of x. Let's cancel out cosine of x. At dito, gagawin lang natin is i-expand kasi naka-square siya. So, gamitin na lang natin yung Pascal triangle. So, that will be 1 minus u or 2u squared plus u squared or u to the 4th. Kasi u squared raised to 2 is just u to the 4th. Okay, and then multiplied by du, and mag-i-integrate na tayo isa-isa. So, I have my integral of du minus 2 integral of u squared over u squared and then plus the integral du u to the 4th du. And then integrating that, it will lead to u minus 2 over 3 u cube plus u to the 5th over 5. Okay? Don't forget the c. And then the final answer for this problem, substitute na lang natin yung value ng u, which is sine of x minus 2/3 of sine of cube x plus 1 over 5th or 1 over 5 sine raised to the 5th x plus c. So that's the final answer for this problem. Alright, more problems to come, so let's proceed to the next one. So let's solve this problem. the integral of secant 4x plus 5 dx. Okay, ang una natin gagawin dito is mag-u substitution tayo kasi nag-iisa lang din naman yung nakikita nating trigonometric function. So, let's let u is equal to 4x plus 5. And our du is equal to 4 dx. Therefore, our dx is equal to du over 4. Okay? Simple as that. So, that's integral of secant u, and then our du is du over 4, or dx is du over 4. So, ilabas natin yung 1/4 sa integral sign. So, secant u du. So, siguro, tatanungin natin yung sarili natin, ano nga ba yung integral of secant u? So, alalahanin natin yung ibinigay kong sec, tan. So, kung meron ka lang secant, ano yung magiging integral nun? Eh di, secant tangent. Okay? So, napakadali lang pala. So, the final answer for this problem is 1/4 secant tangent secant u tangent u plus c. Pero kailangan natin ibalik yung value ng u. Therefore, our final answer is 1/4 secant of 4x plus 5 tangent 4x plus 5 plus c. So, this is the final answer to this problem. So, our next problem is the integral of secant of 4x plus 5 dx. And in this example, kailangan natin agad i-check or kunin yung u value niya. So, let u is equal to 4x plus 5. Therefore, our du is equal to 4 dx. And our dx is equal to du over 4. Okay. So, i-substitute natin agad. Integral of secant, and then it would be u. Dx is du over 4. So, gagawin lang natin is ilalabas natin yung 1/4. And then the integral of secant u du. Madali lang yung problem na to if alam mo yung conversion or yung integral ng secant u. At makikita mo to sa nauna kong video, meron tayong ways kung paano kahit hindi natin i-memorize or mas mabilis natin ma-memorize yung mga integrals ng trigonometric functions. And we will know that the answer for the integral of secant u is ln, okay? Secant u plus tangent u. Okay? Balikan nyo na lang yung video kung sakaling nakalimutan nyo. Plus c. So, substituting the final, the value of u, therefore 1/2 ln, or the natural logarithm of secant 4x plus 5 plus tangent 4x plus 5 plus c. Okay? So, that's the absolute value. And this is the final answer to this problem. So, we are down to our last problem. And our problem is cosine raised to the 5th x sine of x dx. So, kapag ganito, may isip natin agad, meron ka ng isang trigonometric function at makikita mo yung katabi niya is its derivative. So, u substitution agad tayo. So, let u is equal to cosine of x. And my du is equal to negative sine of x dx. And my dx is equal to du over negative sine of x. Okay? So, substitute natin agad. We have u raised to the 5 or u to the 5th power, and then I still write my sine of x, and my dx is du over negative sine of x. And then cancel out na lang yung sine of x, and don't forget my negative na lalabas. So, negative, and then integral of u raised to 5 is just u raised to 6 over 6 plus c. And rewriting our final answer, that's negative 1 over 6. Cosine yung ating u, therefore u is so writing down our final answer, that's negative 1 over 6 cosine raised to 6x plus c. So this is the final answer to our last problem for this activity. Okay, so sana ay natutunan nyo ang iba-ibang ways ng pag-integrate ng mga trigonometric functions. And to our next video, magdi-discuss tayo about integrals yielding to inverse trigonometric functions. So watch for the next video and hope you will learn something new. Thank you so much everyone, at see you on my next video. Bye-bye!